Good morning, everybody. Oh my God, you know, the first time I was on the board, that first board meeting, they said, we're going to have a breakfast and then we're going to have 1,500 people. And I looked at them and went, uh-huh. And they said, no, really, 1,500 people come out. And I said, oh, okay. And then this is now my second breakfast, my second year on the board, and it's been fantastic. And I look at a lot of familiar faces as well as new ones, and I welcome everybody. I have a present, actually, this morning first. Here's a little journal. Sabrina, where are you? Sabrina, come here. And on the cover journal, it says, never, never give up, and that's from Winston Churchill. And there's a friend of mine who is the head dean of journalism, Sabrina, at Berkeley. And his name is Ed Wasserman. And he has a great quote. He says, hope is not foolish, it's indispensable. And I thought to myself, I'd like to write that in a little journal and give that to Sabrina because I know a lot about your story. And then I heard that you have this incredible opportunity to go to this Young Global Leadership in New York City. And it was quite expensive, and I was very sad about that. So I decided to fund you. And you are now going to be going. See, I think that I'm a literary agent, and first and foremost, I so treasure writers, and I so treasure young minds. But you are already a young leader. You don't even have to go there, but you're going to go there, and we're going to see you right back here, and we're going to see your books, and we're going to see your articles, and I'm committing myself. And we all are in Vision Network to your success because you motivate us. Not only we motivate you, sweetheart. Okay, so have the most amazing trip and write everything down in this journal, and I want to read it. Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. This is so amazing. She really inspired me this morning, and I know she inspired all of you, which is why, and what I'm doing is only very small, and I'm asking all of you to do now something very big. A long time ago, Linus Pauling, who was a client of mine and a friend, took me on a walk, we did a hike, and he said, Jillian, I want to talk to you about something very important. And he said, it's called the arc of thought. And I said, okay. And he said, you know, some of us, so many of us, we have an idea in our mind, and it hops into our mind, and every thought we have actually has an arc. It should have an arc. It should come into our mind, it should stay there for a while, and when it's complete, that's when it should be presented. But most of us don't finish our arc of thoughts. In fact, they come out of our mouths prematurely and therefore don't have the impact they would if we had just taken a moment and thought it through. And I thought to myself, and I completed my arc of thought, that's really, it applies to everything in life, the arc. And he said, if we completed that arc of thoughts, everything out of our mouth would be that much more impactful, and our world would be different. And that really profoundly changed me that day. Well, I think that this applies, that arc, to the arc of giving. Because so many of us feel that, yes, we want to do something, and you're all here doing exactly that. But if we just give it a moment more and think how that gift can impact a girl, a family, a community, and actually our whole country, I think maybe and hopefully you'll dip a little bit deeper into your heart this morning. There are donation cards on the table, and I'd love all of you to take a look at them. And I'd like all of you to think just a moment about the programs that you've heard about today, that we're not just a hot and cot shelter, we're not just a meal, we're actually programs towards a path of self-sufficiency. 90%, as you heard, of our clients go into homes and get onto a life, what I call their happy path. And I think that I'd like, if possible, for you all to take a moment, pick up your cards, okay? Think about multiple year grants as well, because those are so critical. But I want to add one zinger for this morning. The Sobrato Foundation, the family foundation, has been incredibly generous, and they will match your with two of their own. So in other words, every dollar. So if you give $1,000, let's give $1,000, they will give another $2,000. So every dime, every dollar that you give today will now be, as if you were a gambler, double down. So I think if I were you, I'd complete your arc of giving this morning, think it through, and pick up your cards. I'm going to give you a moment. I wanted to play the Jeopardy song, you know, da 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 da. You watch Jeopardy, but of course I couldn't find it. But I'm going to give you a moment to pick up your cards, to complete your arc of thought, to complete your arc of gift this morning, and to really think that maybe, you know, an extra something would just give that person, Sabrina, and all these families a lift. We have thousands, as you've heard, thousands and thousands of people who live in bushes, who don't have anything, and we have so much. So dig in a little bit. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. I do a little dance number or something, but you don't want to see that this morning. Just think a little bit what you can do and how much more you can give. And I'm seeing all the activity out here. This is really beautiful. And while you're doing this, I'll tell you about one poem. There was a French poet. Keep writing. Add the zeros. Keep going. I'm just talking, but keep writing. Here we go. There was a poet, a French poet, who said to a group of people, he said to them, "Come to the edge." And those people said, "We cannot come to the edge. It is too scary." And he said, "No, come to the edge. Trust me." And that's what we do. We see people every day on the edge, and we ask them to come to us. And he said to this group of people, if you come to the edge, you have to come here with trust and an open heart and allow me to help you. And they all said, "But we're scared." But he brought everybody to the edge, and then he pushed them, and then they flew. And that's exactly what we do here. So many people are on the edge, and we just enable them to fly. And with your donation this morning, that's exactly what you're going to be able to do.